Please welcome back our buddy, Mr. Spike Mendelsohn. Spike, how are you, sir?
I am doing fantastic now that I'm here.
What is going on, man? When is the last time I saw you?
Man, I mean, since maybe the last time the Habs won a Stanley Cup, maybe?
I don't think either of us were alive. By the way, so Spike is a Montreal guy, but had been here forever. Actually, what was it? I saw a picture that you posted when the Caps were playing the Canadiens, where you had the how it started, where it is.
Yes, totally. I'm glad you got that. I love that. That was perfect, right?
Yeah, totally, 100%. Well, anyway, I feel like there's 100 million things that you look great, by the way.
Listen, I'm feeling great, looking great. It's all this iced tea that I'm drinking. It's just keeping me young.
How did you fall into that? Well, I shouldn't say fall into that.
No, fell in was exactly what it is. Well, you've known me for years now, so I like to hustle around. I like to take on a lot of projects, and I've grown the network in the DMV quite a bit. But I met Seth Goldman by chance, which was formerly from Honest Tea. You know the brand.
Yeah,
Honest Tea, right.
Honest Tea, right.
Yeah, it's a DMV brand. He's from Bethesda. We're actually in the same offices now still.
Are you
all
really?
These years? Yeah, and they're iconic. It's like, but most of the furniture there still is from the Honest Tea days, to be honest with you. So
is it really?
It really is. It's like you walk in. I was just thinking we should sell tickets as a museum to walk through the Honest Tea offices.
So what was it? Because he started Honest Tea.
So he started Honest Tea. At that time it was about a less sweet beverage and leaning into organics. He was one of the first ones to do it with a beverage, actually. And now about 15 years later, he had a great time with Honest Tea. He sold it to Coca-Cola. He remained TEO, as he says it, for a number of years.
Right.
And then I met him shortly before COVID at a panel, and we just kind of hit it off. He had snuck Honest Tea and Beyond Meat burgers. And he's like, hey, I heard you're like the Burger King. Could you take these home and tell me what you think about them? And
right. Were they good?
Yeah, at the time they were great. I mean, my wife's vegan and she loved him. So happy wife, happy life. I was like, hey, you got something here. And I called him up. I was like, can we do something? Like, I kind of feel this is the future of fast food. And he was a little hesitant at first to jump into the restaurant business. So we just started to work together a little bit with Beyond Meat. And then eventually he kind of leaned into Plant Burger, which was the vegan brand that we opened up. Right. And then he wanted to get back into startup mode. Right. Mm-hmm. So we opened up a snack company with mushroom jerkies. We're making all these snacks. And Coke called him and basically discontinued the brand, just overnight. Right after COVID, they couldn't keep up with the supply chain. They thought it was very difficult.
So at first when they called him and they were like, hey, it's Coca-Cola calling.
Yeah.
We want to take over Honest Tea.
Yes.
Like, you have to take that phone call.
Yes, I mean, for sure. I wasn't part of that time.
But if you're him, like, I don't know.
Totally. I mean, there's a lot of people that said, like, maybe it was too early for the Honest Tea brand to sell to a brand like Coca-Cola. But that's why Just Iced Tea exists now. We're going to do it right again. And I don't know, but, listen, I would do the same thing. I would have sold, right? Like, it's such a big brand. And he remained for years, He
was on the board, so he still had his hands in it.
He totally did. And I think just COVID kind of really disrupted the supply chain enough for Coca-Cola to be like, we're not into it anymore. And so they gave him a courtesy call and said, listen, we're gonna discontinue this brand, but we're keeping Honest Kids.
Right.
Right. And because Seth was like, hey, should we take the brand back? Like, no, we're gonna keep Honest Kids. He had no non-compete. And then he did a LinkedIn post. And I don't think he was really thinking too much about what he was doing. He was just very emotional about it. He was like, hey, this legacy brand. And this LinkedIn post had hundreds and thousands of views and impressions and likes, and it just kind of went viral. And he started hearing from all the tea farmers, all the suppliers, that Coke just kind of left to dry. They didn't really tell anybody. And so it was just by by people reaching out saying, hey, we can't give up on this less sweet organic brand.
Right.
That got him excited to get back into it. And he looked at me the next day and said, are we brewing tea? And I was like, let's brew some tea. Yes, because the snack business was hard. I have to tell you, we were like,
was it really?
Yeah, we were peddling like mushroom jerkies and kids snacks, carrot snacks, and they were great products, but they were new products, disrupting categories. And from when he, incepted Honest Tea to today, people are very acceptant of better for you drinks, right? Organic, less sweet drinks. It's kind of like very common now. So It's almost like this brand is primed today.
Right. And one day, maybe mushroom jerky will be accepted.
You're giving me nightmares. I'm like talking all about tea. I'm forgetting to hand it out. Look, I got mango white for you over here. A little green. You seem like just a non-sweet guy. Are you a non-sweet guy? You seem like a very unsweet human.
But I read this. Spike, tell me if this is true.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is true. So I was reading something where it said are we going to eat the pizza or just open the box?
I'm dressing it for you.
Oh, okay.
While you talk, I'm a chef. I can do multiple things. I'm multitasking here.
No, I know. So he gets the call from Coke that it's done.
Yes.
That it turns out that may be the best, because when he got the call that they were buying it from him, I'm sure he thought that was a great day.
Right.
The call that he's not going to be around with them is actually the best day of his life, because at least the stuff that I was reading was, for whatever honest tea was, Just Iced Tea will surpass that by far.
By the way,
I read something that called it $1 billion business.
It can definitely be $1 billion business.
$1 billion business.
That's it. $1 billion.
Your schlumpy
beverage.
ass is going to be $1 billion business.
I fell into $1 billion. I look at Seth. I was like, I spent my years training as a chef, so I can end up in the beverage business. but and I'm happy about it. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, it's kind of alludes to what I was talking before. Like, he was peddling a movement that wasn't really accepted back then. Organic, less sweet tea, right? You had the Liptons of the world. You had Snapple. You had Pure Leaf. You had all these sweet beverages. Today is the time for a beverage like this, and I think that's why we're seeing so much quick success.
But you know what? It is sweet.
Slightly, yeah, just sweet enough.
Yeah,
is what we say.
No, but I mean, it's like, because when you hear that, and on the heels of the great mushroom jerky talk, no, you would think like, oh, nothing. But no, it's plenty sweet.
It's plenty sweet.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And one of the big differences, reaching over studio here, though, by the way, Bubby's Pickle Pizza from We the Pizza with ranch dressing.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, today is the day, guys. Today is the day. All right.
But did you know a ton about, honestly, did you know a ton about tea?
Not so much. I mean, funny enough, like when I had Good Stuff Eatery, we still have Good Stuff Eatery on Capitol Hill. The bookstore across the street, when bookstores existed. And so it's the first time I drank Honest Tea. And I kind of giggled at myself because I took a sip. It was the first time I drank it. I took a sip and then I read the tagline that said, just a tad sweet. I was like, that's exactly what this is. I was like, who is this brilliant person? And I just like forgot about it. And then years later, I met Seth and brewing tea it's not too difficult, right? You're just taking tea leaves and you're brewing it. The difficult part is coming up with the right type of balance of teas and bitterness to sweetness and then the flavoring and then just the beverage business. Like I'm from the restaurant business. I didn't know the beverage business.
Yeah, right. People come into the restaurant. And
yes,
that's how
I
they
feed
eat
them, and I get instant gratification from that. With tea, I put the product out there on shelves, and I'm like, I don't really get to see unless people are posting on social, like the instant gratification.
So you don't just stand inside Target and wait to see if somebody drinks it?
I do. And by the way, Target, we just launched the Target.
That's massive,
Yeah.
man.
Massive. We got the 4-packs.
This is why we're going to be a billion.
You get a 4-pack.
Hey, you get
a 4-pack.
Do you have peach? Do you have peach?
We do.
I like peach.
You want to taste our peach? Our peach is our number one selling tea.
I love peach tea.
By far. Can you hand us, Allison? Thank you so much.
Hurry.
Yeah, but you know what the great thing about this it's
in a bottle.
It's in a bottle, yeah.
Oh, because my other one's in a can.
Yeah, this is our premium stuff right here. This is a premium in a bottle. There's such great, I love the brewing of the tea, but the big piece of it is the sourcing, right? So Seth and I traveled to Mozambique to a tea garden, which we sourced from. It's the largest organic tea garden in the world. It took us 60 plus hours to get there. It's all fair trade tea, so meaning there's fair wages. You got it? You got a quote under there too, right?
Yeah. A quote?
Oh,
Yeah, it's just for you. Look at that. You want to read your quote?
Yeah.
Every quote.
It's Elliot, your cough is cancer. No, I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. When Louisa created the quote, she probably said it a little better than I did.
Totally.
That's
she didn't
nice.
have throat cancer when she said it.
Wait, so you had to go all the way to Mozambique to do this?
Well, we have a global supply chain, which is really interesting. So we source from India, China.
Dude, the peach is good.
The peach is good,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
peach is good.
But Mozambique is one that we leaned into for our cans, right? So we source all our cans, which are recently in Target. I don't know if I said that. Did I mention that to you? Okay. They all the tea comes from Mozambique, and it's the largest organic tea garden in the world. It's absolutely beautiful. And like I said, there's fair wages. So the community votes on where they want to put the extra money that comes in from the fair wages that we pay towards education. This year, they're going to build a pathology clinic, actually. You know, the life expectancy over there is 56 years old.
Right.
If you can imagine, right? So it's like they need all these things. It's just these common things that we take for granted we're doing at the tea garden. So it's just a great story.
But you know what? I'll say this about you, and this may be the last nice thing, is no, but that's always kind of been you. Like whether it was like was Good Stuff maybe the first thing that we met you? Was that the first thing you opened here?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But so whether it was Good Stuff or We the Pizza or anything else that you were doing, like number one is it had to be good, right? Yeah. It had to pass that test. 100%. But as long as it was good, it was always about being good to people and making sure whether it was your staff or customers or people that you were dealing with was just being good to people 100%. And making sure that people were taken care of.
Yeah. And you know what? That's exactly what it is. That's the way I've led most of our companies and our lives. And that's why I fell into this $1 billion tea company. It's just karma, it's just amazing karma. And what can I say? Guys, put it out there. It comes back at some point. You can't time it, but put out the good vibes. But that part of it, it's kind of magical what's happening with this tea brand. I have to tell you. I mean, it's such a purpose-led company. That's what makes me get up every morning, get super excited about selling tea. It's so different from the restaurant business, but it's such an enjoyable ride right now. It's just like, doing good. How is the pizza?
Pizza's good.
Have you had dill pickle pizza before?
No, but I get We the Pizza all the time from Boston.
That's right. Thank you.
So I get in there all the time. I've never had it.
Yes.
And I'll say this, and this is where I'm rude. I'd never order it.
Right. No, you wouldn't.
No, I would never order it.
It's an Instagram pizza.
But it's awesome.
Trendy. Yeah, it's really cool. There's like these trends in pizza. These are one of the trends right now is dill pickles are just like super hot. And so you just threw them on a pizza. We put a little bit of ranch dressing, which is also trending hot these days. So.
Right. What did I just see you on? Well, you're doing everything. You just did another Top Chef thing for
I did
Canada.
another Top. Yeah, I'm putting my mug back out there these days. I took a little break from TV, but yeah, I just did Top Chef.
You were out for 14 years.
I was. Listen, I have an 8-year-old now. He's a teenager, basically.
How about that? You got a kid, dude.
I got a kid. You have what? You have two.
I have two.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, their dad though. My kid's dad isn't going to be a billionaire. Your kid's dad is.
We will see. Listen, we focus on growing a great brand. This is me DC politics coming. That's where we're focused on, just growing a great brand and the
let
rest
it speak for itself.
Yeah,
whatever
let it speak for itself.
Happens.
Whatever happens.
Exactly.
We're happy.
Why did you end up going back to Top Chef though? You just went back as a judge.
Well, yeah, we went back for a pizza episode as a judge. I just did a couple episodes of Bar Rescue as well. I did 3 episodes. My inner John Taffer just unleashed. So check those out. They were awesome. And, I'm just trying to put myself back out there. We're starting to franchise We the Pizza nationally right now. So, I'm just trying to pick up my TV creds a little bit and trying to get the word out there about pizza, trying to just market the brands a little bit more.
Who was the woman? There was one of the episodes of Bar Rescue where the woman gets all frustrated and is all stressed out. Is her name Lucy? Where she gets all stressed out.
Lucy Goosey, one shot bitch.
Yes. But she goes outside, completely in the weeds, and the bar in the restaurant's disgusting, which is obviously why you're there doing the show.
Yeah.
And like it's disgusting, and she is stressed out, and she looks the part, and she goes outside. She's like, I got to go outside. She goes outside out to the back. She has a drink and she's smoking the whole time. So I love not smoking like hot.
No.
Smoking like cigarettes. I love her. And then you and John are like, oh, I don't think she washed her hands when she came back in. And she's digging in people's food and stuff.
Oh my God. She drove me crazy, and she was yelling, give me attitude, pushing back a little bit. She's like, I'm one shot bitch. And that's all she had to say. And I was like, oh boy, you said the wrong strong words I'm about to unleash on you. And I did, I call it therapy. Bar rescue for me is therapy. It's like everything you want to do in your own restaurant, but you'll get sued for, so I just get to do it at other people's restaurants.
Are you going to you're good on that show though. Yeah, you're good on that show.
I'm good on that show. I think it's a little bit outside my character,
Totally.
Stuff like the people that know me best, they're like, whoa, I was like, but the fact is that's how I used to operate restaurants back in the day when I was working in French kitchens and in New York City. You have to be a hard ass. You have to be on top of everybody. So it's a little bit of the old Spike, but yeah.
But it's totally, and you're right. It's totally out of character.
Totally.
Like that's totally not you. Also, you come across as smart of like knowing like all the stuff, which is great.
Well, that's the piece I like. If I could lean into, if I could do more of the show and lean more into that piece instead of like the one shot
I love
bitch.
when you get
you
going.
want the one shot. Yeah. One of the episodes, I broke a frozen pizza over my knee. I was like, a frozen pizza. It just went flying. So, it's hard. You got to step into John's shoes. He's been doing it for 10 years. I was a chef guest on one of his first episodes.
Were you really?
Yeah, on his first season. And I remember saying to myself, like, this show is amazing. I would love this. And so
I want to be a recon spy.
Totally. You should.
That's what I want to do.
If they come to the DC area, they would totally have you.
I have to be
they
a
would
recon.
Totally have you as a recon.
But I just like when people sit there and they go, ooh, that drink doesn't really look the right color.
You got plenty of those, right? You're like, or ordering like, a fancy drink at a dingy bar. Sometimes I feel bad for them. I'm like, of course you're not making that drink here.
But then I can't remember where it was. There was like the one restaurant that's like 100 years old. Was it in Alaska?
The airliner.
The airliner, that's right.
Yeah,
it's like 100 years old.
Yeah.
And it was run down and disgusting.
Totally.
But then you kind of like put a new coat of paint on it.
That place was funny because it was a mother-daughter operation. They had lost her father to like cardiac arrest or something like that. Really sad story. No one told me from production.
Right. Are you serious?
Obviously, I have to find out on camera from the daughter. I held my father around his last breath. So I was like, okay, production, that would have been nice to know.
Cool, but the pizza's not really perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But they were just holding on to this baggage, no puns intended, but they were just holding on to this old like thought process of the airliner when their dad was running it, and they just needed to kind of loosen it up a little bit, right? And just kind of let it be and move on and improve. And I was able to get him to that point. Part of being on Bar Rescue, you're carrying a storyline, right? And so you got to make, but also you're really there to improve the bar. So you have to kind of do both simultaneously. It's a great show.
And
great production.
They get so sad. Not sad, like happy sad.
Totally.
Like when they turn around and they like see what it is, like that's really nice.
It's emotional, yeah. And that's the moment you can't wait for on the show. Because
there's one guy who turned around. He was the one where like all the girls went running and they were like, "There's nothing in the closet." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But but like he started crying. I was like, "Dude, you're boohooing on television."
Yes, he's totally boohooing. I think he's still boohooing. I hear. Out of the three I made, three I redid, he's the one that's resisting some of the change because you hear it, from the grapevine. So he's resisting some of the change, but yeah, we.
Well, then you should threaten to go in and go. Listen, if you don't want to change, I'll just come in and pull it all out.
That's right. I'll break another frozen piece over my thing.
All right. So most important thing is Just Iced Tea.
Just Iced Tea. I have to tell you. So we just launched it. First of all, thanks for having me over here and discussing about everything. We just launched in Target. It's mega for us, right? Actually, today we're starting a social campaign. So if you go into Target, you buy a 4-pack, you take a picture, you tag us. We enter you into a contest to win a $100 gift certificate to spend at Target. So nice. These are flying off the shelves. They're fun. The reason we came out with the cans is cans can go where glass can't, right? So beaches, pools.
Oh,
shows.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. We need to diversify, the options of where people can get our tea. And so it is a premium tea, but we're all about democratizing it, so cheaper price point for the cans, obviously, but still the same high quality ingredients that you get in the glass.
And what is so other than, and listen, launching at Target is awesome, but that's not the only place I can get it.
Okay, so let's go down the thing. We're at Mom's, we're at Whole Foods, we're at Sprouts.
Oh my God, what is Mom's?
We just launched at Target, we said it, Walmart, CVS, we're starting up with 7-Eleven.
Oh, I love 7-Eleven.
Let's go. I'm a 7-Eleven chef winner, by the way. I did the 7-Eleven competition.
Did you really?
I did, and I won the Slurpee trophy there. I was I made a pizza of all things, if you can imagine. in a little oven over there, some microwave oven, and made a bechamel sauce, the whole thing. Put Jack Daniels in the Coke Slurpee. I was like,
dude, that's awesome.
My greatest claim to fame is winning the 7-Eleven chef competition show.
And the fam's good?
Fam is great. Wife is doing good. Son is living his best life, as we like to put it.
Dude, good for you.
Yeah, things are going great, man.
Oh, I'm so glad you came in.
Yeah. Did you go watch some hockey games? Did you go watch some games?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did go watch. You want me to tie two things together for you?
Please do.
I'm trying to think if you were there last year. I was not, but Carl Alsner, who plays for
Carl
played for the Capitals. You know Carl.
He was great. Yeah.
Right, and so he last year started a charity softball thing.
Totally.
And did in a home run derby, so he's doing it again this year. You know who's coming in to do it?
He texted me about it. Yes.
Carey Price.
Carey Price.
Dude, I had to read about it in a press release. You got a text.
So are you going? Are you going to go?
Oh, you don't understand. You don't understand.
Yeah.
If my kids don't meet Carey Price, if I don't meet Carey Price.
I think he's doing it on June the 31st or something like that.
It's next Saturday.
It's next Saturday.
Are you
shout
going?
out to Carl. I can't go because I'm taking my wife for her birthday to Sedona, and by the way, I'm super bummed. I booked this trip way ahead. She's going to listen to this and be like, "What are you saying?"
Wife would say,
babe, it's Carey Price, babe.
No.
You don't understand. It's
exactly.
Carey Price, babe.
A good wife would go, we could go to Sedona anytime. I tried explaining that.
Yeah.
Like, people have seen Carey Price on TV play.
Totally.
To see him play in person, like from behind the glass, is a treat.
Yes.
The fact that he's going to be 5 feet away from you playing softball, I don't even know if he's any good at softball.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to be on a field.
I can't believe it.
So that I'm not missing.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
I am. I'll send you a picture.
He's
of
a
me with
stand-up guy.
I've never met him. Alsner's a stand-up guy.
You met Alsner, yeah.
Yeah,
you
of
should
course.
have him in.
Oh, I love
He's
Carl.
a big fan, yeah.
Yeah, no, Carl's great. But
Yeah.
I won't pay attention to him next Saturday.
Totally.
I'll pay attention to Carey Price.
He's no Price. He's no Price. All the Carl's a Habs. Once a Habs, always a Hab.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
So.
All right, very good. Thank you for the pizza.
Of course.
Everybody go get Just Iced Tea, whether it's in glass or bottles. It doesn't matter. Go to get that, and go to Target today.
Target today, post a picture of the 4-pack that you just purchased and tag us at Just Iced Tea. It's our Instagram. You can tag Target if you want. You can tag Elliot, the show, whatever you guys want to do. Tag everybody. And you can enter to win a $100 gift certificate. Of course, the Bubby's Pickle Pizza's on the menu for another 2 weeks at We The Pizza, so get it while it's...
And it's good.
Bubby's,
you would
hot.
never think to order it, but it is good.
And if you want to open a franchise at We The Pizza, call me. That's it. I'm done. I think, did I cover everything?
I think you're good.
All right, perfect.
Dude, thank you for coming in. You look great.
Thank you, man.
Look great.
Same too.